Welcome back to Video Game Vibes. Hello, and good evening, morning, day, night, noon, dusk. I am your boy, Grog, aka Grog Games. I am here with my friend, compatriot, loyal fellow creator and podcaster, Jax. Jax, say hello.
Hello. I have a quick question. Are you dropping the SP? Okay, sorry, heads up. I've got hiccups to start this podcast, so I apologise profusely.
Yes.
Have you dropped the SP from your Grog Games persona?
No, I haven't. I still use it, and I put it in my description for everything. For those of you unaware, my YouTube name is Grog Games, and so when people come on, they just say Grog. But I originally had another YouTube name with Super Potion because I started the channel with my brother, and we each had names and then a name for the channel. It's all very confusing. So I just sometimes say Grog now. I don't correct people. I don't really care. I mean, it makes sense to, be branded with the channel anyway, right? So.
Yeah. I gotta say, it's been, for us recording, it's been like 3 weeks. We haven't even had like a little meeting catch up. It's been too long, and too much has gone on. So we needed to just vibe out and talk about everything that's going on.
Bro, while we are recording this, it is Super Bowl Sunday. I just want to bring up here in America. Here in America, so I am drinking a lovely beer, and I will continue to do so all day because it's America and we're watching football today, and I'm very excited.
I'm cheering on the Eagles.
I don't really know or care. I sort of want to cheer on the Eagles just because they always get rowdy in Philadelphia, and it'd be fun to see them get rowdy and when they win. So that's otherwise I don't really care. If anyone doesn't know, I'm from Minnesota, the state that's basically Canada. So our team did very well this year, and then we messed up immediately at the end. So it was wonderful to see. So I'm just here for the funds today, I think. But it'll be a good time. Jax, are you rooting for anyone?
Probably the Eagles, just because the Chiefs tend to be up there every sort of year or so. And this is coming from a Patriots fan, by the way, so yeah. But I was just going to say, every year with the Super Bowl, for probably the past 4 or 5 years, I've said, I'm going to go, because obviously, for us in the UK, the Super Bowl's on at 4 in the morning. So, yeah. And it's always on a Sunday, so I have to take the next day off work. So every year for the past 4 years, I've said, right, I'm going to go over to my dad's, because my dad watches as well. I'm going to stay at his, and we're going to watch it. It's going to be great. Going to have a great time. Get drinks and stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
And every year there's been some reason why I haven't been able to do it. So I haven't ever been able to go over to my dad's to watch the Super Bowl. And then last year or the year before, no, it was last year. I was like, right, I'll do it last year. Something got in the way, and now obviously I have a child, so I definitely can't do it. Obviously tonight. Yeah. So I won't be watching it. I will be watching the highlights in the morning. I've put a couple of cheeky bets on. Here's hoping.
Oh really?
All that. Oh yeah, just very small things. I always, do it for certain sporting events.
I didn't know that.
It's a bit of fun. Yeah.
Just it's like a little 5 pounds.
Little flutter, as they say in the UK. Just a little flutter. Yeah, not certainly not breaking the bank. Don't have the money. Just a couple of pound here and there. But no, it should be well. Generally, is a good game. I tend to find they're rarely non-high scoring. They're generally pretty high scoring. Surprisingly, I find for a Super Bowl.
Oh, let's hope so. I don't know. I just remember 2 Super Bowls ago, it was super boring and no one scored. So I really hope it's exciting today.
I do too.
Yeah, but what are the chances that there's something video game related that drops in a trailer or something during the Super Bowl? Or
I thought they already released don't they release a list of of trailers that dropped during the Super Bowl. Like the Ant-Man trailer's going to drop, even though the Ant-Man trailer was meant to drop during the Super Bowl, but they've dropped it in advance or something. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
I was about to say, I think it came out I don't know, a little bit. I've seen it anyway, so it's out. At least one of the trailers for it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's another one. But no, I didn't know there's a list beforehand.
I would be surprised if there's anything gaming related. To be honest, they tend to I'd say for the most part, they save it for like video game awards and things like that, or their own stuff. Because you heard the news with E3 this year that apparently Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are all not going to be attending E3.
Oh no, I did hear about that. Yeah,
it's almost like because they all do their own thing now, because it's much more cost effective. They have total ownership over like what they want to do and when they want to do it. It makes far more sense for them to do it. And Nintendo Direct is just a live stream. It doesn't cost them like much to put it all together, does it? And they get they can still get all the hype out and stuff like that. Obviously, whether that's better or not for the consumer, because I never went to E3, but I'm sure a lot of people who did, or people who wanted to go, would love to just go to the actual event. But it's surprising that E3 without those three is even going to go ahead, in my opinion.
Do you think this is a positive or a negative for us gamers? I frankly, I don't know. I don't see it as a positive, right? Like, I totally understand if all of these companies want to do their own thing and it's more cost effective for them. But I think it builds the culture, the video game culture itself, by having something like E3. So for all of them to drop out of it, I don't know. I think that's more negative, don't you think?
Yeah, I do kind of think that having something in person, in house, would be good. Like if all three of them, if Nintendo did their own thing, obviously did something in Japan, then something in like the US, and then something in Europe, that would be really good, like you say, because it's something for the people, for the gaming community to go to actually physically go to and try stuff out and enjoy it, rather than just, like you say, like watching a live stream and reacting to it on like Twitch or whatever. So in that regard, it probably is a negative.
Yeah, and I'm not putting like those like Nintendo Directs and all that stuff. I'm not putting those down in regards to them not being a thing or being exciting, because I watch those all the time too and everything. I'm just saying, why can't we have both? Like, I think it's important to like you said, be in person and have another event that goes on, right? And especially because it combines all of the companies together. They all have to be there. I think it just makes sense. Plus, imagine if we never got the freaking Keanu Reeves meme, like from E3. That would have never happened if E3 wasn't a thing.
I do think it's good that it brings it all together, like brings the companies all together and stuff like that. Yeah. I guess since COVID, obviously that's had its like lasting impact as well. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what E3, like how it changes. Like, does it carry on and maybe focus on more niche, maybe more indie stuff, like gives more exposure to indie stuff like it. I think they should take it as an opportunity to try and reinvent this type of event, because I still think people would want to go. You know,
yeah, I do too.
I used to go to the Euro Games Expo, EGX, quite regularly for a number of years, and I loved it. I went to sort of the big one, and that had just sort of loads of places where you can play games. Yeah, they had a retro games section and some new stuff. It was just a great place to be. And then I went to the indie one that was much smaller that I really enjoyed. That was like a few months later.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So I did cave. I caved, Jax. I said that I wasn't going to buy it right away, but I caved and I did buy a Hogwarts Legacy. And I can't really form my opinion yet. To be honest, I've only played 2 hours of the game so far. I really just haven't had time because it just came out this last Friday. Don't know when you guys are listening to this, but it just literally came out. So as a full-grown adult man, I haven't had time to sit down and put in the hours that I want to yet. I haven't even gotten my wand yet. It's ridiculous. Like, the game started, and the tutorial was like 50 minutes long, which I'm not complaining about.
That would massively put me off. I think I'm trying to remember what game it was. It might have been Assassin's Creed 3 or something. There was a super long tutorial. It's just I'm just done. I can't get through it. It just bothers me so much.
Yeah. I mean, it's story based, so it doesn't really feel like a tutorial a lot. But I was more just anxious to get to Hogwarts, I think, and that doesn't happen right away until like 50 minutes in, and then you finally get there and you're like, oh my god, what just happened? But I did get sorted. I think we discussed this prior, but I am a Hufflepuff.
Nice, yes. Man.
Hufflepuff, baby.
Hufflepuff
me,
for the
me
win.
and Diggory, that's the two of us, top tier. But yes, it's I'm very excited to play it. I've heard only positive things about the game itself so far, the gameplay. So I really, I just want to delve into it. I want to get my wand so bad. But yeah, that's one thing that I've been playing recently, or about to play. The other thing is I've actually been on a RuneScape kick lately. I know I briefly talked about it last time we chatted, I think, at least a tiny bit, but I've been just playing off the Steam client for old school RuneScape. And like as a kid, I played the game for like, I don't know, I've been playing it since I was a kid, so I've been playing it off and on for 14, 16 years. I don't know what it is at this point in time. But I never really did well. Like I didn't like do that good. Like I think my highest level was like 40 or something. So like I never played the game to the extent that I could have. And so now I'm finally sitting down and being like, "Oh, okay, I'm actually going to beat this game now. At least the free to play portion, and then I'm hopefully going to move on to the actual membership stuff." Jax, do you know about the membership thing in RuneScape?
No, I think we discussed this before. I wanted to be the best free to play guy when I played
exactly.
It. I didn't touch the paid stuff. No, man, I was just in school.
Yeah, no, I've never touched it either. But do you know at this point in time like how bonds work and everything?
Oh, I can't remember anything about it. I just remember going to a desert and like trying to buy some stuff and mining, and that's about it.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember when they added it. I don't think it was back when we played in the day, but they added this thing called bonds, which are in the game now. And essentially what a bond is it is an in-game item which price fluctuates. It's about like 6 mil or something right now, which is freaking a lot of money, a lot of gold. But if you use it, you can get 14 days of membership in-game. So essentially, you don't have to pay for it. You can buy these too. You can just straight up buy membership if you want to. It's not that I think it's like
interesting.
$8 or something, whatever. So like if you're an adult and you play the game, might as well. But if you don't want to and you don't have money for it, you can just farm the game for gold in certain ways and then buy a bond and then buy membership. And then once you hit membership, it's easier to make money. So you could, as long as you play enough, you can continually get membership.
That's really
through
good.
In-game mechanics.
Yeah, not many games would let you do that. Like they specifically hide content behind a paywall. So for you to be able to work to get almost to just get around the paywall, that's really good, and it's an incentive. Like I think that's really a really good gesture, if you like.
Oh yeah. Jagex, the company behind RuneScape. I mean, I'm not saying that they're perfect or anything, but they're one of the few companies that actually sort of listens to their community, which is really nice.
When you think about it, though, it probably helps, once they're exposed to the membership stuff, I've had a flavour of it, they might just go ahead and buy it as well.
Right.
Like, so it's actually, it's like a 25-day trial sort of thing that you get for a subscription. So that's actually a really good idea. And
the content is crazy in membership. I'm frankly afraid to get membership because I just won't know what to do. Like, just to clarify for people that don't know, quests aren't the only thing you do. You can grind up levels and everything, but there's like 220 quests or something like that in the game, and only like 26 of them are free to play. So there's like a huge amount of content in the member world, and they also like just block off certain areas. So it's just like a huge hurdle that I'm afraid to try and jump over. So I'm dipping my toes in and beating the free-to-play game first. But I'm very proud of myself. I'm 52 now. Combat level 52. I got full ruin almost. Almost. I don't have the chess piece yet, but
I don't know what any of that means, but it sounds
yes.
good.
It's good. It's good, Jax. I'm really moving up in the world. Just really quick, you said to me off screen that you had watched that RuneScape video that I was telling you.
Yeah, I did.
Last time we talked.
Yeah, I watched the first episode of season 3. It was really good. I gotta say, like, it's really well edited and
very much.
And like hosted and stuff. So I gotta say, yeah, I do recommend it definitely. I haven't watched them since, but I do love the classic like reality show. They cut to them sort of in a camera, like they're talking to the camera. I love that. That was just so good. Like,
it's so funny, dude.
It is. Really good.
Just really quick off topic from video games. Have you seen a show on Netflix? Because like we were talking about a reality show, you know how we both like watching reality shows. Have you seen the Physical 100 on Netflix?
No, I've heard of it. Is it worth watching?
I would say it is. So to describe it to you and to the audience, it's a Korean reality show where they got basically the fittest people possible. And they come from all walks of life, I guess. Like, there's a guy who's, like, a bodybuilder, then there's a guy who's, like, a car mechanic, and then, like, an influencer and stuff. And they're basically just trying to find out who has the best body type. At least that's the premise of the show. And so they basically go through challenges, physical challenges, and then knock them out. And it's sort of like Hunger Games, almost-ish. But it's, like, really funny and cool, too. I would highly recommend. As someone who, like, works out a little bit too, never to the extent of these people, of course, but a tiny bit. I found it very interesting.
Do you think it would motivate me to do it, or do you think it would make me feel even worse about myself?
Well, it's funny you say that, because like I've been seeing all these TikToks of people being like sitting in bed like chilling, and then they're like, when you watch the Physical 100, and they're watching, they're just like feeling bad about themselves, and then they just go straight to the gym.
Okay.
But no, it might motivate you in a good way. They're all really funny people, though. It's a good time. Highly recommend.
We'll see. But outside of trying to go to the gym, I've been playing a game that you kind of like yourself. Like I don't know if many people know, but one of Grog's favourite games is Hollow Knight, and I've been playing it. I've played about 3 or 4 hours of it. And okay, so to tell you where I'm sort of at.
Yes, you have some explaining to do, because from our DMs, just real quick, you said something to me which didn't make a lot of sense, so I do need some explanation.
Mate, okay, if you're talking about I lost 6k, maybe I lost 600 rather than... Was that it?
Okay. Oh, yeah, because that makes more sense, because like...
I said I lost 6,000, whatever it is. Gems
6,000 Geo, yeah. Because having 6,000 money that early in the game would be insanity. That means
okay,
that you
I
would,
worked
like,
very hard for 600, and I lost it. Okay, right. Let's get into this. Right. Okay, so
yes,
I just fought. Oh, I don't know her name, but I just got the dash.
Hornet. Yeah.
Yeah. I just beat her, and that's sort of where I'm at. To be honest, I'm only about 4 hours in, and I'm going to play the game through because...
Oh, no.
No, wait,
right now?
Please stop talking. I'm going to play the game through because of how like everyone talks about how good it is, and I need to give it a fair shake.
Mm-hmm.
At the minute, it's good, but it's not quite doing it for me. If you're listening to this, Grog's face, it's a picture, guys.
Yeah. Would you care to elaborate, or do you feel like you need more time to gather your feelings?
I'll tell you what. I think I definitely need more time in the game, because I honestly think part of it is just a skill issue at the minute, and like just trying to understand like the nuances of the combat, which might sound weird because all I can do at the minute is slash and fire off like this blast thing.
Yep.
But it's trying to like I don't know what it is. I think what annoys me the most, right? What annoys me the most is when you die, do you lose half of your money?
You
don't get all of it back when you find it.
Oh, you don't? Maybe you do lose half.
I swear
you
don't get it all.
The last time I died. So.
Oh my god! Humble brag on that one. Yeah, I didn't drink anything.
I gotta Google it. I gotta Google it now. Now I'm curious.
I swear to God, like it's just quite frustrating. But I think this is just sort of some early game, like me being not great at the game, and I think that's all it is at the minute. I'm so glad that I got the dash now, because oh my god. And I'm also not the biggest fan of the backtracking. The backtracking stuff kind of. Oh,
you don't like backtracking in games? Bro, you're a Zelda fan. What are you talking about?
Linear Zelda games. What was... there was something else I was just going to say. What was it? There was something else.
Okay, I Google it and it says if you die and you get back to your shade before you die again, then you don't lose any money.
Oh, so wait, you get all the money back? It doesn't feel like I get all the money back, but...
I believe so. We'll have to double check.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Again, this is a new person to the game who didn't understand the charms and stuff. So I bought the compass because I'd heard that the compass was the best thing. You need the compass, right? So I bought the compass. Under the assumption that because I bought it, I could then see myself on the map. And I bought the compass, and I was like, why can't I see myself? This map is awful. I've got a compass, and it doesn't show myself. And then I learnt that you had to attach the compass charm to yourself, and then you see yourself. So once I figured out that, oh, boy, did it make the game a lot more enjoyable. I'll tell you that much. So at the minute, I think it's like it's like teething issues. It's like me just sort of working the game out. Don't get me wrong, it is beautiful.
It is.
The combat at the minute, I'm guessing because it's at the start, it's just a bit meh for me at the minute.
Like minimalistic, or
well, it's like you have one slash, like that's all. Yeah, and that's just that for me. It's I want to see a bit more than that, but I guess
without spoiling it, I will tell you the combat evolves over time.
And exactly, and that's why I'm giving the game a fair shake now. I'm glad I have that other ranged attack, which is good, and I'm so glad that I have dash now, because oh my god, I hated just walking around like everywhere. When I first played it, I was getting so frustrated because I was just trying to work out where I was.
Right.
And that's the other thing. It's like, oh, okay, right, there's a shop now up there. I want to get back up there so I can spend my money. And then on the way back up, I die and I lose all my money and I couldn't get back to get my money. So it became like such a frustrating like vicious cycle. But as I said, like I'm definitely giving it a fair shake, you know.
And that's all I can ask of you.
I am playing it.
I don't expect you to suddenly say this is the best game I've ever played or anything. I'm not expecting that. I just want you to give it a fair shot.
Yeah, no, I absolutely am. And don't get me wrong, like, I do love the music. The aesthetic is very nice. Yes. It's just, I'm looking forward to seeing, like you say, how the combat evolves. And the lore's, I think that's the other thing. The lore is kind of, I'm not sure. Like I read like little things on, I don't know what they're called, like little cavern things or like tablets or something like. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I'm not paying enough attention to what people are saying, or I'm not. I don't know. It's just not enough. Putting
it all together. I understand that.
Do you know what I mean?
And
is that I don't know if that's just me again.
That's not you at all. The game is very. The lore is there, but it doesn't shove it in your face at all. It's never going to hit you with a dialogue box or anything. Okay. There's like 2 cutscenes that last like 5 seconds. Like the game itself there is lore and has a very rich world, but it's only there if you want to find it. I didn't even really understand the lore when I beat the game for the first time. I had to watch videos and figure it out from there, and then I was like, okay, that sort of makes sense now. So it's not just you. And if you don't care about that, you can stop reading. It's not a big deal. The game itself is the heavier part. Although the story, I believe, is pretty good.
There was another game that I started playing recently. That is probably the best non-official Pokemon game I've ever played.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Yes, I do want you to talk about this. Okay,
Pokemon Infinite Fusions is so freaking good.
Is it?
Yeah. So, for anyone that hasn't heard of it, it's not a ROM hack. It is original game, but it's kind of based off of, at the minute, it's sort of based off of like normal Fire Red. You start at Kanto, you start at Pallet Town, and the story is very similar, but it's set in a Pokemon world where you can fuse any Pokemon with another Pokemon, and there's up to 175,000 unique Pokemon. It goes all the way up, I believe, to Gen 8, I believe. As far as I understand it, at least from the map that I've seen, you can only explore Kanto and Johto so far, but there have been Pokemon from multiple generations that I've seen. So far, I'm only sort of in like Vermilion City, Celadon City in Kanto. But seeing the designs this community who've made the game have done for so many different types of Pokemon, it blows my mind. It's so good to see. Even if you spend just 5 minutes going on the fusion generator and just looking up the designs for some of the Pokemon, it's so much fun. Genuinely.
Oh, there is a fusion generator. Okay, because I know a little about this. It's on my TikTok. Of course, we love TikTok on this podcast. I didn't know there's a generator, so I can just literally go on there and make a video.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to the game and collect everything.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can send you the link. Yeah.
Okay. Excellent.
So yeah, you can basically just look up whatever one, and don't get me wrong, like not all of the fusions look like legitimately like properly designed, like uniquely sort of designed by someone. For example, I fused a Bellsprout with a Gyarados. And
I saw that one on your TikTok.
And I was very disappointed with what it looked like, because it just ended up being a Gyarados that was like yellow and like almost like a cut and paste of Bellsprout's head on top of Gyarados's face, and it just didn't look right. But then Bellsprout evolved, because each individual Pokemon within the fusion evolves and it changes the way they look. And then we had Weeping Dose, and that actually looked really sick. Like it looked like a sea snake. It was yellow. It had leaves coming off of it, like rather than fins, and it had Weeping Bellsprout. Like it just looks so cool. I'm not doing it justice by describing some of these, but you can go ahead and check out my TikTok, check out my live streams, guys.
Check out Jax's TikTok.
Shameless plug. Honestly, some of these designs are insane. Like, there was one moment, I'll just talk about it briefly. I want to say, and I don't know this for sure because I didn't look it up, but in Mount Moon, there was a specific trainer who looked kind of unique compared to all the other trainers. You know that joke in anime where if the protagonist is in, like the main character is in a crowd of people, you can pick them out because they've probably got like blue or red hair, or they look completely different and everyone else looks plain. This particular trainer like stood out and looked more like a main character that you play. She had like long blue hair and stuff. You also battled her twice and she had 6 Pokemon, which is not normally normal. But the thing about it is that all of her Pokemon were fused, and they were all amazing and very cool designs, which makes me think that this trainer was one of the devs or one of the designers of the Pokemon that we battled. So there was a Poliwhirl Kangaskhan, so it had a little Poliwag instead of the Kangaskhan baby in a little like a little water pouch. It looked so good. There was a Ghastly Scyther. So it was sort of Scyther looking, but it was like black and like in smoke and stuff like that. There was a Pinsir Machoke that looked really good. It basically looked like a brown Pinsir with the Pinsir bits coming out. Some of them are just so cool looking, I gotta say. Bravo to all of the the people that the community for Pokemon Infinite Fusions, because there's so many designs that they have to do. So obviously it must take them forever to do them. So well done.
Yeah.
They look great.
Bro, I'm gonna play that game now. That's a good idea. I'm gonna make a fusion generated video, I think. I think that'll be good. After I did that AI Pokemon video that popped off, I think
that was good. I watched that. That was a good video, dude.
Thank you. I thought it was too. No, that's good. I'm glad to hear the game itself is good. I have a mechanic question quick. So like when they fuse, did they have stats of the primary one that's fused or something, or like how does the stats and typing work when they're fused?
So basically when you fuse them, you can choose which so basically it works that one Pokemon will be the head and the other will be the body. Whichever Pokemon is the head, it takes the stats from them.
Oh, okay.
So you can choose to have the moveset from either one or the other, or combine them, which I find really cool.
Combine them. Whoa.
So yeah, so my Charmeleon Wartortle has obviously fire and water moves.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's terrifying.
It's difficult because if they have a lot of moves and you've only got 4 spaces, it's more interesting to like pick from. But what's really cool is because obviously when you choose one or the other, like I chose Charmeleon as the head and Wartortle as the body, it doesn't make too much difference in this regard, but it'd be fire water or water fire. But say for example it was a Charizard and Charizard say was like fire flying or fire dragon, whoever is the body, it will take the second type and not the first.
Oh, okay.
So it can mix it up quite drastically. So when you're battling, it's very interesting. You really have to think about the types because like I've got a Pikachu Nidoking that's electric ground, obviously. So it's really interesting. Like, it's very nuanced. It's very clever. It's very flexible because it allows you can defuse the Pokemon at any time. You're not locked into having them forever. No. So if I wanted to diffuse my Weeping Bell Gyarados, and I could go ahead and fuse my Gyarados with a Machamp or something if I wanted to, and then I can defuse that and do it again. The only thing it doesn't allow you to do is that there's a lot of trading, like AI, like NPC trading, a lot of that going around. But you can't defuse those trades that you get. So you're stuck with whatever you've traded for.
Okay, that's sort of fair.
And it also does this trading thing. It's they pretend like it's like online multiplayer trading, but it's called Wonder Trades, where you get for every gym battle you win, you get a free Wonder token, and you basically trade away something, and you get a random trade back. So it's meant to seem like you're trading online with other people, but in reality, it's just a random Pokemon, whatever you get back.
Huh.
I haven't had a good one yet, but my mate said he got a Typhlosion Bellsprout or something in the trade back. So there you go.
So when you get that, you said you can't defuse it?
I don't think so. I don't think even with the Wonder Trades you can. So traded Pokemon you can't defuse, but the ones that you catch, you can keep defusing and refusing as many times as you like, which is really good, I think.
Is there wild fused Pokemon too?
Yep. That's what's really cool because the Pokedex is massive. The Pokedex is huge.
How? What? I'm afraid to play this game now, but I probably will. I'll Nuzlocke it.
Just don't. Yeah, Nuzlocke it. It'd be good. Don't try and catch everything in the Pokedex because you just won't. Like early on, I was worried that I didn't have enough money because I spent it all on DNA, what they call DNA splicers, the items that allow you to fuse them, because I didn't want to be caught short. And I didn't know until a bit later on that you could defuse them. So I was saving my Wartortle for something cool, not realising I could just defuse it later. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
But it's great, guys. It's obviously go and download it. Pokemon Infinite Fusions. It's great.
Infinite Fusions. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's our Pokemon talk for the pod for today. So I hope you're happy. Yes. Jax, I just want to quickly talk about one game that I also have been playing and forgot to mention a second ago, or whenever I was talking ago, was I beat Deltarune. Well, I didn't beat Delta. I didn't beat Deltarune. It's not out yet, but I beat Chapter 2.
Chapter 2, yeah.
I just wanted to report into everyone and let everyone know I'm done with Chapter 2. It was a raving success. I've been told to play Chapter 1 and 2 again, but be evil this time, and go through the
Snow Grave.
I
was going to ask you if you'd done that, because I actually still haven't. But it's funny you bring that up, because someone in my Discord said, are you going to hold Grog to the genocide route run on Undertale? And I'd still really like to help you out with that sometime. Just saying.
I'm so afraid of Undertale. Like, I know that route's way harder. Like, it is harder, but I can't do it.
So much fun, dude. You play like Souls games and stuff. You play difficult games.
This is not the same. This is a rhythm game. I barely beat Deltarune as it is. Like, I for those of you who haven't played it yet, minor spoilers. There's 2 secret bosses, and I did beat the secret boss in Chapter 2, but not Chapter 1. Jevil is the Chapter 1 secret boss. Yeah. He's ridiculous. I think if I go back and do the genocide path in Chapter 1 and 2, then maybe I could beat him, because he's easier to beat if you actually try and kill him instead of pacifying him like I was trying to do.
You got to Jevil in Chapter 1, you didn't beat him?
Correct. Yes, that's what happened. I tried several times and realized that I was going insane, so I stopped and went to Chapter 2.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, but it was really good. All in all, I won't go on too much about it, but I liked the game a lot, and I'm very excited to give Toby Fox my money so that I can play the rest of it. And it was good. I'm confused. I don't want to say I'm confused about where the story's going, but I am confused about where the story's going. The ending brought up a lot more questions than answers, is how someone in my stream phrased it.
Well, you're only 2 chapters in, and there's still a long way to go. But yes. I've just got one question for you. Isn't Noelle like the cutest, like best character?
Noelle was your favorite character?
Oh, by far, she's the best. Yeah, love Noelle.
I think Ralsei was my favorite. He's just a fluffy good boy. Positivity spread around, just like me. I hate Birdley though. Birdley can go.
Oh, Birdley's so good. He's so good.
Well, so like I don't normally do voices when I play games, but I was for Deltarune when I was streaming, and I just gave Birdley like a Reddit mod voice. So I was like, "Hey Noelle, why are you doing about this?" Blah, 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 like that.
I was about to do mine because I specifically remember my Birdley voice, and I was like, "You freaking idiot! Yeah, my name is Birdley." That was mine.
Pretty good. That's pretty good.
Oh man, I love Undertale. Just the way those bring those characters to life is just it's done so well. But yeah, looking forward to Chapter 3. No one has any idea when it'll drop, and that's kind of the point. He sort of drops a tweet like the day before or like the day of, doesn't he? And it's like, oh yeah, hey, go on this website, and then it drops.
Yeah, just to clarify, didn't he drop Chapter 2 without telling anyone?
Yeah.
Is that what you're referring to? Okay. Yeah. I vaguely remember that happening, but at the time I didn't know details, and I wasn't, following the fandom and stuff like that. So he'll just randomly drop the whole game is what he's gonna do probably.
Well, classic just to segue that nicely, do you know another company that just they just drop it on us like the day before, and like, oh, we're gonna have a Nintendo Direct like tomorrow, so get excited, get those Twitch streams ready. We just had a Nintendo Direct. A little. Well, for you guys, it had been a couple of weeks ago now. For us, it was a few days ago.
Yes, it was. It was on Wednesday. It was on Wednesday.
Did you watch it?
I watched 5 seconds of it, and I saw Splatoon. So please enlighten me on the good stuff that we are going to get apart from Splatoon.
I was going to say, just the stuff that I care about, to be honest. So yeah, they had the Splatoon 3 DLC. It's split into sort of 2 sections. I'm really curious about the second part, which is like the Octo. It's sort of like the Octo expansion part 2 sort of thing. It looks like anyway. And the first one is sort of like very much more customizable, and you can go back to sort of the original location and yeah. So I haven't actually been playing much Splatoon, to be fair. Like I definitely played more Splatoon 2 so far than I played Splatoon 3, but it's because there's too many games. But yeah, I'm probably still going to get it because I'm excited to play more Splatoon. At least it gets me excited to play. I haven't done a Splatfest in forever, and I need to get back on it. It's not good enough. I know. I can see the shaking of the head. It's I've got a rep for whatever team is blue because I tend to just go for the blue team.
What? Why?
Not on purpose. It just turns out that whatever I want to pick generally tends to be blue, and which is good because blue is my colour. So yeah. So they had the any questions on the Splatoon 3 DLC?
No. I did see that part. I saw that my friend explained that the first part of it was just the hub edition, which he didn't find very exciting because there's nothing new. It's like
it's more like aesthetics and like new outfits and all that sort of stuff, and yeah.
But the second part that they teased,
teased it, yeah.
It seemed almost like I don't want to say like Kingdom Heartsy, but it was.
Well, I'm excited to play in the snow.
Is it snow? I thought
that's
it was
what it looked like.
Explain it, because like it just looked like everything was white and it had no color, and it was like this castle, weird, like 1800s
but it looked
aesthetic
like
almost.
Snow. Like we've never Splatooned in the snow. We never painted the snow. You know.
Are you? I feel like there's some supernatural thing going on. I don't know if it's snow, buddy. There's no colors there. Snow doesn't look like that.
Okay, well, I guess we'll find out, man. I guess we'll find out. There were a few other things that caught my eye. Obviously, we'll come on to Zelda in a bit. But they have added, along with what they've already got, which is the NES, SNES, and N64, like online emulators, if you like, for the Switch. They've got the Game Boy and GBA now. Very exciting. Obviously, we're at the mercy of whatever games they choose to put on. I don't envisage they will ever add a Pokemon game, for the record, guys. I would. They might do a couple, but I would be surprised because they make so much more money from remaking a game and then slapping a full price tag on it, like they just did with Metroid Prime Remastered. Now, granted, that is a GameCube game. It's full price and it's a remaster of a GameCube game.
I mean, they're just building on the Metroid stuff, right? Because what was the Samus game that just came out? Super Metroid or whatever for the Switch?
Oh, Dread.
Just building
Metroid
on
Dread.
Dread. Yeah.
They are. To be fair, they are building up hype for Metroid Prime 4. But it's interesting. I don't know if this is set in like a timeline, because everyone who saw, like, a lot of people that are talking about Metroid Prime Remastered, really excited about it, but they were like, so where's Metroid Prime 2 and Metroid Prime 3? Are they going to release them individually, or are they going to release 2 and 3 remastered later, closer to the release of Metroid Prime 4? They're surely going to do that, because why would they remaster Metroid Prime 1 and then whenever they do release Metroid Prime 4? But yeah, so they must be gearing up for Metroid Prime 4 whenever that drops. But just on Metroid Prime, I loved that game. I got so frustrated with it. There's a lot of backtracking and stuff like that, but I remember when I first played it and it frustrated me, but it was just enjoyable to just go around this world, and the music, the soundtrack was so good, the combat was really good. I recommend, if you haven't and you like Metroid, definitely get Metroid Prime Remastered. It's a lot of money though for a remaster, but hey, this is the world we live in.
Okay, this might be a dumb question. Is Nintendo also doing the $70 games now at this point in time?
Okay, yeah, this is a big talking point, right? So Zelda Tears of the Kingdom has come out at $70.
They openly said that it's going to be $70, right?
$70 or $64.99. However, they have since come out and said that not all of their games, that is not going to be the baseline for their games. Some people are saying that that's just for their marquee So Zelda and Mario, the main Zelda and Mario games are going to be, that's the price they're going to be, because they don't come out very often.
Okay.
Another theory is, obviously, are you aware of the around the time that Zelda pre-orders started, they brought out the 2 voucher, the Nintendo Online 2-game voucher on the Nintendo eShop?
I heard about this, yeah. And basically you can just use it to buy a game and it saves you like $30, right? If you use it to buy 2 games.
So
is that how it works?
I don't know how much it is in dollars, but for me it was $84.99. So like £85.
Oh, you used it. Okay.
I went and done it because of Tears of the Kingdom. So they've done it on purpose because they tried to soften the blow for people who are paying, like for me it was, I guess it's £65 for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So you get that, and then you get one of a number of, I would say, pretty like AAA, like big titles as well. So I could have had Pokemon Scarlet, for example, Pokemon Scarlet Violet. There was a long list. I ended up going with Link's Awakening because I've always wanted to play that and I've heard it's really good. So I went and doubled down on my Zelda games. So I got Tears of the Kingdom pre-order and Link's Awakening, both for £85. So when you think about it, both games actually cost me like £42-43. Which is, I guess, is about like close to $50 for each.
So, just backing up for 2 seconds. If I were to buy this voucher,
yeah,
I could use it.
Yeah.
This voucher is going to cost me, what'd you say, $85 for whatever?
I think for you it's more like, it might be 90.
90. Okay, whatever. $90.
Conversion rates, guys.
wait, we don't do math on this podcast, guys. Come on, let's do it. Okay, so if I get this voucher, theoretically, if I didn't have Scarlet and Violet, I could use it on the new Breath of the Wild game and Scarlet and Violet. Both of these games,
Scarlet or Violet, yeah,
are like $60.
Yeah.
So I just said we're not doing math, but I am doing math. It's $120, and then yeah, okay. So you are saving money. This isn't like a bad thing.
No. But
it's just weird, though, right?
It's a marketing, like, think of it this way, right? And this is why I think when people always look at like sales and stuff, so they know that a lot of people are going to buy Tears of the Kingdom, right?
Yeah, of course.
And they've whacked the price up, right? So say that this voucher didn't exist, I would only have given them £64.99 worth of my money. I would not have given them £85.99 worth of my money. I probably wouldn't have bought Link's Awakening or Pokemon Scarlet Violet or any other games on that list. I might have done, maybe later down the line, maybe when there was like a big sale or anything. But because this voucher just so happens to drop when Zelda Tears of the Kingdom does, they have made a lot more money because everyone else is paying an extra whatever, essentially, for Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. Put it this way, right? I'd be surprised if anyone used this voucher on, and one of the games wasn't Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It would be very surprising.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny
that
it drops and Zelda Tears of the Kingdom just so happens to be more money than the rest of their big budget games?
So, okay, so this voucher, are they only doing this for a limited time then?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know if it's limited or time or whatever, but if you are planning on getting a few games, like good games for the Switch, you might as well get that voucher, yeah.
Okay. Well, there you have it, everyone. Please go get that voucher, if you are after those high elite Nintendo games like ourselves.
I was very close to choosing Pokemon Scarlet, by the way. I was very close. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. What? You were close to getting it?
Yeah, because I'd heard of the good things about it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you didn't. Why didn't you get it?
Pokemon games are they're so exhaustive. Like, I love
Pokemon. You're literally
Pokemon.
playing one right now. You're playing the Fusion game.
I am. Okay, yes, I am playing. I'm playing it like on streams and like I'm. All right, fair enough. I am playing a Pokemon game, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't know what to say, guys. I'm sorry. I did not pick it, but something told me I wanted to play Link's Awakening more, and here we are. Also, bear in mind, guys, and to be fair, I think it does tell you, but when you click the voucher and you go to use it, it brings up the list of the games. I think it does say the actual price of those games normally. So, for example, I think some of those games are like 30. Again, I'm talking in British pounds. Some of those games are like £35, for example, and not like your normal like 45. So you're actually losing out. So I would think if you do use this voucher, make sure to buy the premium games, like the most expensive ones, because I think like Brilliant Diamond, Shine and Pearl are slightly cheaper than Scarlet Violet, for example.
Ooh. Sorry, I don't like those games.
I've heard they're not great, but say you wanted Brilliant Diamond, you're losing out at least sort of $5 to $10, I would say, of that voucher by spending it on that. You know,
that's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Like, did you lose out on £10? Because Link's Awakening is old, isn't it?
You come on to my next point, my dude. So yes, Link's Awakening is relatively old, but it is still full price, just like every Nintendo Switch game. Do you know what else is still full price? Because it very rarely goes on sale. Ironically enough, it's on sale now. It's The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I have it on the Wii U. Ever since I got my Switch, I've wanted to buy Breath of the Wild to have it on my Switch. And I haven't bought it. Why? Because it has not dropped in price once. Like, it hasn't dropped. It hasn't dropped by like £10. It's sometimes dropped like £5. It's not really enough for me. This is a game that came out when the Switch launched. How can a game that's come out like 6-7 years ago? Is that how old the Switch is? Damn.
Oh my god, I think it is. That. It is.
How can it not necessarily be half price, but be a £20 cheaper than when it launched, and it's still like £54, £50, and I'm like, that is insanity, man.
It's just another reason. It's just another reason why I prefer indie games, dude. Like, everything is constantly on sale on Steam, and I'm gonna be blunt. Look, if you're a pure console gamer out there and you're listening to this podcast,
you are losing money. Yeah.
Good for you. But yes, you're losing a ton of money, dude. I'm not a golden god. I don't have all this money to float around everywhere. Like, I'm gonna buy my games on sale, okay? Like, obviously, if it's a game that I'm very excited for, I'll buy it at full price. But we're not all rich over here. I don't know. Like, and exactly this point. Like, why wouldn't they drop the price? It doesn't make sense. It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years and I can get Breath of the Wild for $40?
Nintendo, like, they are so ridiculous, and I think, it's almost like they know that they've got the market cornered, at least with handheld. Don't get me wrong, a Steam Deck. I do want a Steam Deck, by the way, but I can't afford that. But they know that people are going to buy their games every time, and it's nuts. Like, they know that Tears of the Kingdom is like the biggest thing that I'd say the vast majority of Nintendo fans will probably buy. So what do? They make it like $10, like £8, £7, whatever the exchange rate is, more expensive than the full price game normally. And then they throw in this voucher. Like, capitalism, dude. Freaking capitalism.
Dog, I can't believe we're still like doing all this capitalist BS when there's 5 UFOs shot down over the US and all that stuff. So I don't know.
I completely missed that. That UFO has flown over my head, man.
Anyway. I think maybe we've hit our allotted time for this lovely podcast.
I'd say so.
I thank you, everyone who listened to us ramble about video games, and when I talked about the physical 100 for a solid 3 minutes, thanks, I appreciate that. And if you do like the podcast, please make sure to rate it 5 stars on a platform. Yes, we are on Spotify. Yes, I think we're on another platform. Yeah, we're definitely on YouTube. And please let us know how you like the show.
Thank you guys very much for watching and listening. Hit us with those 5 stars. Hit us with comments if you're on YouTube. And yeah, thank you again. We will see you in the next one. Have a good day.
Bye.